Welcome back. This is the newspaper review segment of the show. As usual, we are live in 46 South African countries via satellite, in some parts of Europe and South America, across the 16 regions of Ghana. I know you are watching us live, loud and clear. On Facebook, you can join us at facebook.com/Pan-African Television. My name is KOKU ALORMASOR. I do this in Kwame Osudanso's stead. Let me run you through the topics that we have tabled for this morning's conversation. Israeli strike kills dozens in humanitarian zone. This story is captured in page 5 of the Daily Guide newspaper, today's edition. UTAC threatens strike over illegal mining. NDC to demonstrate over voters register anomalies. And then finally, Wale MP withdraws from primaries. This story is part of the stories on the front page of the Statesman newspaper. Right, so these are the topics that we are discussing this morning. As usual, as I've always said, you can be a part of this conversation. Let me know what your thoughts are. Send in your messages. I'll read them in the course of the show. This morning, I'm very excited. I'm very happy to be joined by Honorable Segbefia. He makes his return to the show after quite a lengthy sabbatical. He's been deeply engrossed in the politics of the National Democratic Congress, campaigning, touring the country, and preaching the gospel according to the NDC to the Ghanaian people, in hope that when they go to the polls on 7th December 2024, they would exercise their franchise, or they will vote for John Dramani Mahama and Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman to rule the country on January 7, 2025. Honorable Segbefia, it's always a delight to have you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Bless, and good morning to your cherished viewers and listeners. And yes, I am running the campaign with or for the running mate, Professor Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman. And it's been very exhilarating. The reception has been fantastic. Ghanaians are clamoring for change across the length and breadth of the country. And we are quietly confident, but definitely not complacent, because the MPP is getting desperate by the day, and we've seen it in various formats. So we have to be on our toes right until the election results are declared, because for some of us, the only way the MPP can win this election it's not through fair means, but through foul means. And so we can already see the machinations going on. Volta region, for example, in Ho, there were a whole lot of police officers who just entered into various townships, doing nothing, just walking around. And it's a form of intimidation.
Yeah.
You know, why? And you ask yourself. We went for a festival, Afashe, in Cape Coast, and the MCs had to be telling the MPP, look, this is a festival, national, take your flags and leave. MPP came there as if it was a razzmatazz. And it didn't go down well. And that's why I say they are desperate, clearly desperate, and we should be very vigilant. But in terms of the reception for the NDC and for Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, it has been fantastic. And we believe that we are going to make some serious inroads, but it's not for me to talk much. Let the campaign continue.
Right. I've also been a part of the flag bearers campaign. It's not been easy.
No.
Very hectic.
It's taxing.
Yeah, very taxing. Moving from one place to another. It's been quite the campaign, I should say. But you've been talking about the reception, and I can bear eloquent testimony to.
Yes.
I mean, from what I see, from what I observe, yeah, I feel that the National Democratic Congress are a very much loved party.
You see, what is very significant, I've done lots of campaigns. What is significant about this is that we are not busing people.
Yeah, I can attest to that.
It is organic.
Yes.
Every place you go, it's the people there, people who have come of their own volition, to come and hear the message. And for Professor Nana Jane, the message of the Women's Bank is going down tremendously well. women are understanding it when we go into the markets, etc. The message of the 24-hour economy and the way she takes time to break it down. The issue of premix at the when we go to the beaches and the coastal areas, that she speaks about. She talks about Mahama cares on the issues of sickle cell, kidney dialysis, and diabetes, and all this. The special fund that is going to be set up, she talks about it. The national apprenticeship program that the NDC intends to bring, she talks about, and the no fee stress for the first years. So a lot of the messages are resonating with the people on the ground, but the two major policies are the ones that are going down even more so: the Women's Bank, 24-hour economy, and these are two policies, as well as the no fee stress, seem to be top of the messages that people are resonating with. And not far behind is the Mahama Cares and the National Apprenticeship Program. So we are clear. I mean, she talks about a lot of other things, but we find that that makes sense, or is going down. It is interesting that the free sanitary pads is also something that the young people in the, and we meet a lot of young people on the road, and they feel very happy when they hear about it, and the misinformation is being quelled very much by Professor about this whole thing that when NDC comes, we are going to scrap the free SHS. Now everybody knows that we are going to revamp it and make it better than it was. So we are happy. The reception, the comments from the chiefs, the comment from the elders, from the Muslim communities, from the leaders of society that we meet, gives us cause to believe that we're on the right track. But no complacency, NDC, because till it's over, it's not over. And as I said, we are dealing with an opponent that doesn't play fair and is not interested in a fair election. It's interested, and that is why your other topic becomes important, the issue of the EC and the steps it's taken, which some of us are wondering why it's even an issue. But it's an issue. So here we are.
Right, here we are. We'll get back into that conversation as later. Like Honorable rightly stated, we shall be looking at the Electoral Commission, the issues that have arisen as far as the voters register is concerned. But let's begin our very first topic for conversation, and we are starting with what's happened in Palestine. Very interesting, very interesting happenings. But today is 9/11. Today is the 11th day of September. And some 23 years ago, if you are an American citizen, then it means that you have very bad memories or dark memories of this day, when the Twin Towers and the Pentagon were all bombed some 23 years ago. But as much as we regret what happened some 23 years ago in America, we can also state emphatically that there are several of these happenings, perhaps in other forms, going on across the world, which we haven't paid too much attention to, or we haven't given so much credence to as we have given the 9/11 attacks. No life is more important than another life, irrespective of the geographical location, whether it's in America, whether it's in Palestine or Ghana or Congo. I mean, no life is more important. But from where I sit, I feel, or I think that we tend to place a lot more emphasis on some other countries than some others. I'm talking about what's happening in Palestine and the roles that some other countries, in quote, have had to play in the happenings of Palestine. I feel strongly that this could come to an end if they want it to come to an end. But because they have their own interest in them, lives are being lost and nobody truly cares. That is a personal opinion. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to exercise my personal opinion as a host on this show, but I mean, I just had to throw that in a little, for the very fact that I think that when things happen in other countries, we do remember what happened in France a few years ago, 9/11, some 23 years ago. The sort of, credence that was given to it. Like everybody, hey, America, it's France, it's this. But we don't see the same enthusiasm when it comes to, other countries. And that for me is a worry. It looks as though, to me, that we are placing emphasis on some lives, on some countries, than we do place on other countries. Even here in Africa, that is happening. Honorable Segbe, your thoughts, sir?
Well, thanks once again, Bless. The things that mankind is able to do to one another, for whatever reasons, will amaze me till I go to my grave. Because actually, and I believe it's true, they say that the worst species created in this world was humans. And it's not said lightly. It's because of the way we are wasteful. We do not appreciate what we have. We destroy. And as you notice, I'm talking of mankind in general. But there are some societies within mankind who have not lost their ways. If you go to some traditional places, they are very careful with their water bodies. They are very careful with how they deal with the environment. They are careful with their diets. They are careful with where they build and where they will not build. And you tend to find that those are countries where they have sometimes compelled to think that way because they don't have the benefit of some of the terrain. Unfortunately, man has decided that they will fight over land, they will fight over water. And when I say land, I talk about the resources the land brings. I talk about farming land. I talk about land for accommodation. So land has become, or is, one of the greatest asset we have with water. And yet these two assets have created the biggest problems for mankind because of our nature. What is saddest is that we produce enough to feed the whole world 10 times over. And yet there's famine and there's poverty in the world. And that is unfortunate. You now then juxtapose it as to what is happening in Palestine. But Palestine is just one example. How long did it take the world to remove apartheid? Apartheid was a scourge on humanity. How long did it take the world to decide that women can vote? Even in countries which should have known better. Are people in America still not fighting for racial equality? Doesn't racism exist in our own country, even Ghana? Don't we have tribal conflicts?
You do.
And Nigeria is even worse. And yet there's enough for everybody. So I don't pretend to sit here and think that I have all the answers. But the Arab-Israeli conflict has been with us for years, and it's about land and in some cases, other places, water. And when you look at what is going on there, then you juxtapose it in Ghana, where we have both in high, I'm talking now of the minerals we have. And we have decided that to get the minerals we have, we will destroy all our water bodies. You ask yourself, the person holding the gun and shooting, is he better than the person who is doing galamsey illegally? And that's tautology, because actually galamsey is illegal. So those that are involved in Galamsey. If we are saying that because they are not holding guns or knives or weapons, actually they are causing more damage to the lives of Ghanaians. So I've mixed a few things, but I want to agree with you that people are victimized when they do not have power. Power comes in many forms. The most common is monetary power. The most important is the power of weapons. Yeah. Do you have a nuclear weapon or don't you? Then you have a place at the table where it matters. And that's why people spend all kinds of amounts to ensure that they can become part of the nuclear family. Then there's the most important one when it comes to local, which is people power. And once you get people power and people are prepared to follow you, like we saw with Kwame Nkrumah, like we saw with Jerry John Rawlings, then it transcends the other powers that I've talking about. Because like in Tiananmen Square, one person is prepared to stand in front of a tank and he makes a bold statement for society. So the only saving grace about everything I've said is that man has it in his power to do the right thing. And fortunately, we have a few people who are still willing and able to do the right thing. And some societies are slowly transcending in that manner. We pray for the people of Palestine. We also pray for the people of Israel. Let's dialogue become the bedrock, and let's find some middle ground where these things can then be resolved to the benefit of the people in general that are in both these nations. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Segbefia, for that submission. We'll move away from that, but let me remind you again that our Facebook stream is live, up and running. Make sure you do all to connect with us, comment and share as well. And then also the text line has been displayed on your screen, 0559 919 802, 0559 919 802. That is the number to send your messages to. Please do not call the number. Just a normal text message or a WhatsApp message will do. I'll be more than glad to receive it. Now, I'm expecting Councillor Apia Danko of the Movement for Change to join us. I've spoken to him. He's had a little hold up in traffic on the Tema motorway. I don't know. The Tema motorway, which we used to know was, traffic free, is now congested, especially in the mornings. People who move from Tema to Accra, and otherwise it's terrible. I hear lots of complaints about huge traffic on the Tema motorway. But let's move away from that. I'm hoping that Council will join us soon. We'll go to the National Democratic Congress. Now, they, on the 17th of this month, which is next week, somewhere next week, they are charging the party supporters, party sympathizers to protest against the anomalies that they have rectified with regards to the voters register. The former president has been on tour of the Bono East and then the Bono regions, and he's been making these comments. I think it was 2 days ago that he commented on it again, that yes, the party chairman Johnson Asiedu Ketia has revealed that they'll be embarking on a demonstration, and this is something that he supports. And so yes, that demonstration will be coming up next week. But the NDC, the National Democratic Congress, they have raised a lot of concerns, especially when it comes to the fact that people's names have been transferred from one polling station to another, even from one region to another region, without the approval or even the notice of these people, of these persons. What is the rationale behind that? That is the question that the National Democratic Congress has been asking. I have Honorable Segbefia with me. He will throw more light on the concerns raised by the NDC.
Bless. I am, as I said earlier, I'm perplexed with this whole issue with the EC. The EC has said that, the reason why they do exhibition and have all these issues is because they want us to come and tell them it's an opportunity for us to help them correct mistakes. Hello? We should help you to correct mistakes. So why you start off of the premise that I'm going to create mistakes? I don't get it. When the number of mistakes reach a certain proportion, nobody should be advising you that, let me go back and look at my own thing again. And instead, they say, you bring what you have so that we change it. What about what hasn't yet been had? Because we are getting things as we go on a daily basis. More is coming. It shows that there's a whole problem with the whole thing that you have done. I cannot go. Look, when they went for the EC meeting, plus, they got a name. What is your complaint? They gave a name. They said, what is your problem? It's not on the register. They went into their computer. They said, look, it's here, it's on the register. Where is the name on the register? The person's name was now in Volta region. Somebody's was in, I think, Pusiga. Then they accepted that, there are some issues. You have people's names who are not on the register. You have people's names who are on the register in the wrong places.
Yes.
People have been transferred from. What is wrong with our EC? What is wrong? And you see, if we were talking of 50 names, 20 names, we won't shout. We are 3,000 and counting. And going up. So, there are two things that are important. How you transfer people, it's a computer system. So you have to audit this computer system itself to see whether it's doing what it's supposed to do. So you need an audit of the system. And then you need an audit of the register. It's not one, when we say, there should be an audit, it's not one thing. In my humble opinion, I may be wrong, but it's not one thing. You need to audit the system so that if you take somebody from here and you move him here, that name is deleted from here. And it has come. Is the system doing that? Is the system making sure that this person, when there's a transfer, two names don't appear at the same place? Or when the transfer takes place, the name disappears. And why does it, when it's transferred and the person has put a name of a place, he ends up in a totally different place completely? And how many of them are in MPP strongholds? And how many of them are in MDC strongholds? It will start telling you a pattern. Because it appears that it's happening more in some areas and not in others. EC, why? Why? It's a simple process. I'm going to vote. You are going to count it. Somebody is a winner. Finish. It's not. So why is it that you have all the resources they have is more than us? But we have been able to go through and point out all the mistakes one by one. This is this, and we are still doing, because of how you have a whole system. You are paying all these people, and you are making this mistake, and you are telling us that you bring your. Hello. The EC is not selling itself properly. And you see, in all this, the MPP is quiet. So because of that, it makes them like they are an appendage to what is happening. Why? If you are interested in an election, why aren't you talking? After all, what we are talking about can affect you.
Yes.
So why is the MPP? So it then gives credence to the belief of some, whether right or wrong, that there is a conspiracy going on to disenfranchise people and to play with the register. Because the largest or the government in power doesn't seem to have any problem with what is going on. But we in opposition have done the painstaking work, and we haven't finished. It is still, I say that every day something new is coming up. This is wrong. So what we said is that, look, you see, the saddest part of this matter, in 2012, when the MPP was in opposition, they asked for an audit of the EC. It was granted. No frills, no trap. Okay, you want an audit, go ahead. I think it was KPMG who did it. Why can't we ask? I mean, what is the problem? And we didn't come and just ask because somebody asked before. We have given you information that shows that there are problems. What is the request? What is wrong with the request? Not only is it a problem with the register, it appears that because of the problems, there's a systemic problem as well. So, and auditing the system is very easy. It's shorter than auditing the. But once you audit the system and you realize that it has all these anomalies, you know straight away that your register is suspect. What is the problem? So I'm appealing to the EC. Stop making it personal. It's between us and NDC. NDC, no. Have we really put together issues that are of concern? You cannot stand there and be thinking that, oh, we know it's not a foolproof system. There will be mistakes. Yet we know that. But when it gets to certain numbers, then you should be realizing that no. And that's what we have found out to date. There are others. So if you think that, oh, bring it, they challenged us. And when we asked the guy in the room, where is the polling station? You have said it's in the register. Where is the polling station? Some far-flung place. There is no way the person even knows his name is there. And even if he knew his name is there, if on the day, he cannot travel there and get there in time to vote. What is this? So, it's not personal. Do the audits. We are running out of time. There are issues with doing audits. Implement it immediately. All these demonstration and things will just evaporate. You understand? Just agree and begin to sort it out, so that for us the most important thing is a credible register, so that whatever outcome comes, we can all live with it. But if you go with this register the way it is, and this election becomes a closed thing, there will be trouble. Because we are telling you that there are problems with the register, and you are being adamant. Meanwhile, we are showing you where the problems are. No. I think that the EC, once they get some information about what we say is wrong, which we've already been and had that meeting, then it becomes imperative that they just, why? It's been done before. We are not asking for something that has never been done
before.
It's been done before. We were in power. Why is that every time when we are in opposition, it's like pulling teeth? It's like we have to suffer and push, and that creates this issue as if there's tension. You are the people in charge of the thing. You have made mistakes. You've now accepted that there are mistakes. Do the audit, you say no. It means that you are hiding something. That's the only conclusion somebody will come to. What are you hiding? Do the audit. Let us all be free. If it comes out that no, listen, we are the ones who have egg on our face. But at least we cannot complain again because the thing has been done. But if you don't do it, I rest my case.
Honorable, what will be the next resort of the NDC if the demonstration falls on deaf ears?
We will cross that bridge when we get there. Yes.
Right. Councillor Apia Dankwai is a leading member of the Movement for Change. If
I believe the EC will do the right thing.
Yes. Right. Councillor, good morning.
Morning, bless.
I trust you're fine, sir.
I'm doing great.
You missed the first topic, of course. I understand the traffic wahala. I mean,
in fact, I was actually here. Somebody here asked to pick my mind on something. But I've been here since like 8:15.
Oh, so the person granted an interview, like you granted an interview?
Oh, not an interview, so a private matter.
Oh, okay.
So somebody wanted to.
I think it was making money.
It was. It was a bit urgent, so I had to. But I've been here anyway. Technically, I wasn't here, so let me apologize to your viewers for being late, and then wish yourself a good morning. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure to be in my own senior Accra's company. Hopefully, we'll do justice to the topics as presented.
Right. So we've been having conversations in relation to the voters register. A lot of issues have been raised by the National Democratic Congress. Isn't the movement for change interested?
In fact, I think every single Ghanaian ought to be interested. So certainly, the movement for change is very interested in the ability of the EC to deliver an election which is not only free and fair, but which is perceived by all to be free and fair. Because running into every election, there's always a conversation about peace. We want peace, we want peace, we want peace. But there's no way peace, or we can have peace, where there's a feeling that justice has not been delivered. You get a picture. And so because of that, every single Ghanaian ought to be interested in the ability of the EC to deliver elections that are perceived to be free and fair. Certainly the movement for change are really interested, and I think I'll personally add my voice to the call on the EC to do the needful. Already the 2024 election, in my view, is a very difficult election because of the unfortunate appointments of the president, appointing people who were perceived to be NPP members. The election itself has been put in a very difficult situation. As in, the EC has what I say an almost impossible job. And so because of that, one would have thought that the EC's standard of care in how she conducts herself will be so high that it would at least give some confidence to the people of Ghana that in spite of the situation that the EC has been placed in, they are committed to delivering an election which will pass the test of the perception of the election being free and fair. Unfortunately, I don't think the EC is doing itself any credit with how it's conducting these matters. Because when you are going to an election, you've displayed the register. The burden on you is not to display any register at all for us to first of all determine whether or not they are false with the register or not. It's like a lawyer drafting the contract for a client. When you deliver the draft of the contract to the client, you are delivering because at that point you believe that what you have drafted is kosher, is but you are a human being, you could make mistakes. So usually, if there are mistakes, it should be one or two type of mistakes, but not mistakes that go to the very foundation of what you are doing. So that it's not an excuse to say that that's why we display the register. Be it as may, errors have been found. You yourself, you have agreed to the errors, and the errors are material enough to require that you yourself you do an audit of the register. Because in my mind, just by the number, your EC number, the registration number, they're able to determine which constituency and polling station you are voting for. So when you have a situation where people are being placed in different constituencies and different polling stations, and the numbers are material enough, over 1,000, then for me, common sense will tell me that yourself, without pressure from anybody, you subjugate your entire process to some kind of audit. Because what that does is that it gives confidence. It gives confidence to the people of Ghana. Because you see, I hold a slightly different view as to who the stakeholders of the elections are. The stakeholders of elections are not the political parties. The stakeholders of any election is the people of Ghana, because that's the process by which we enter into our social contract with government. So we are the main stakeholders. Because immediately you make this something as critical as this, we make it NPP, NDC going for change, then all Ghanaians must be interested in the electioneering process, which is the foundation or the process by which we enter into the contract with our government. You understand? So the issue yourself, because of the critical role you play, I think that without NDC pushing and demanding, the AC itself should have had the sense of wisdom, you understand, patriotism, to subjugate its processes to some kind of audit. Because over 3,000, come on.
That's a lot.
Yeah, understand? Yeah, so I think the core of the NDC, your desire to undertake this demonstration is in the right order. And for me, it shouldn't just be them. I keep on saying it. The people of Ghana need to be interested in the elections. And if the AC, in how she's conducting herself, is giving the impression that she is unable to meet the burden on her, the burden to deliver elections, which will be perceived by all and sundry to be free and fair, then we must force her to do the right thing. And so, personally, I can't talk for anybody, but I support the demonstration. I think the people of Ghana should support the demonstration. Let us force the EC to do the right thing. Not to the interest of anybody, but to the interest of Ghana. Because unless and until she's able to deliver an election which is perceived to be free and fair, then the call for peace, that stability, which is the foundation for the fulfillment of all our rights and our ability to pursue independence, happiness, will be undermined. So she should do the right thing.
She should do the right thing. Thank you so
much.
In fact,
so between now and when the demonstration happens, she can correct the issues. Yes, she still has opportunity. Between now and when the demonstration will happen, she should have a massive introspection and do the right thing for the benefit of the entire country.
Right. Right. Thank you so much, Councillor Piadam. Asaka Sari has just joined. Asaka, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
I trust you're fine.
I'm doing fantastic.
Right. Yes. Well, I wouldn't talk about yesterday. Let's get straight into the issues.
Yeah, let's get straight.
The National Democratic Congress have been raising concerns about the register. Do you think they are crying wolf where there is none? Because it appears the New Patriotic Party are not interested in this conversation. Are you not concerned about some of the discrepancies in the voters register?
Yeah, Bless, thank you very much. Let me take this opportunity to say good morning to our cherished viewers. Good morning to the Vice President, our flag bearer, the incoming President of Ghana, and the MPP fraternity. And good morning to my brothers, Pierre Dankwa and other secretary. First of all, I think what they are doing is just to make noise, to advertise themselves. Why am I saying so? The NDC have always held our electoral process to ransom most of the time. And this comes as no surprise to some of us. And indeed, if you look at 2016, when we were advocating for new voter register, we gave reasons that the old one was not tenable, and that if we use the old register, it will mar the integrity of the elections. We made that clear, and then we proved to everybody. And indeed, we tested it in court, and the court agreed with us twice, not once. So it means that we were genuinely advocating for a genuine register. The NDC, on the other hand, Electoral Commission has a mandate to register, to ensure the integrity of the register, and to register voters for general election and referendum. Then what did they do? They followed the laid down process. What are those processes? After registering, they ensure that they exhibit the register. Because they know, machines. Because it's human beings that put the figures into the machine. The human being can make a mistake. Indeed, when they exhibited the register, you are mandated to go and check your name, whether your name is there, whether your name has been spelled well, whether where you said you were, where you register your name is really there, that is the constituency, whether your name is really in the region. So these are things to verify and to ensure for individuals to go and verify their names, go and verify the data, and to ensure that at the end of the day, the corrections are done. And those that are making the most noise today, especially the NDC, not even especially the NDC, the NDC, when given the opportunity to conduct their own election, national elections, you remember in, I think 2014, Edu Asare and Co., their names, some people's names were superimposed on their, you see a male name being given to a female, all manner of, things that we cannot talk here. At the end of the day, I heard some of them on radio and TV actually even trying to go to court and all that. Today we are talking about a situation where we all know, the Electoral Commission can make mistakes. They are human beings that put these things. They exhibited the register. Some people have uncovered some anomalies. And that is exactly the reason why the register was exhibited. And those anomalies are to be corrected. It's not as if the Electoral Commission is being intransigent, saying that we won't correct what we are saying, we will not do it, we won't do it. That is not what the Electoral Commission is saying. They're saying that whatever anomaly that you people have discovered, we will correct it. We are going to correct it. And indeed, they have corrected it.
How much will it cost to audit?
Oh, wait, let me finish.
How much
I haven't quantified it.
Register?
I haven't quantified the amount. But I'm saying that in all this, the Electoral Commission is saying that whatever grievance you have about the register, we are going to correct it, and we will correct it. And the register will be given to the various political parties to actually look into it, because it's part of the processes leading to the elections. That the final register is given to political parties. And if at that time you look at it and you realize that those corrections has not been done, then you can say that you will do whatever that you plan to do. But to just go and then identify certain anomalies and jump to town, hey, we are going to demonstrate, hey, the Electoral Commission that do not like us. You also like the Electoral Commission. I remember the Electoral Commission as part of its mandate, to ensure that political parties have voice. That's at the IPAC level. The NDC continuously refused to go there and contribute. They continuously refuse. I remember their former chairman telling their communicators that take the Electoral Commission to the cleaners. Any little opportunity you get, take it to the cleaners. Insulted.
How does that affect the register?
Where am I coming?
How does that bring anomalies into the register?
Listen. In 2015-16, when Abu Ramadan and
2000 and what?
16, when Abu Ramadan and then Mako took this matter to the matter to court, where people who are not registered voters, who are not qualified to register, found their names in the register. What did the court say? The court didn't say that, the register altogether should be thrown out. The court says that the Electoral Commission should take steps to remove those names that are not there and give them the opportunity to re-register. Those who voted with national health insurance and those things, which were not one of the basic qualification material to be a Ghanaian or to vote. The court says that the Electoral Commission should take steps and remove those things. Now let's granted that all the grievances that they talk about is true. What is the Electoral Commission supposed to do? The Electoral Commission is supposed to take steps to remove or to ensure that all those anomalies are done. So what is this beef of going to demonstrate, going to, take everybody to ransom? If you don't have policies for the people of this country, don't take them to ransom. Because look, the democracy that we are enjoying today did not just come by accident. It's through the sacrifices of all of us, including some of the NDC people. You understand? Including some of us. We are all part of the democracy that we are enjoying today. And for anybody, because of his selfish empirical interest, I have to win the election at all means. Whatever that happened, we have to win the election. And when you even hear them talking, I mean, especially the John Dramani man, when you hear him talking, I see he has already been elected as the president of this country. I have never seen this country go back before. We have always gone forward, moved forward. I think that the good people of this country should see to the back of anybody that wants to take this nation, especially our democracy, to ransom. We are not saying people should not demonstrate, but you should demonstrate on good grounds. On grounds that people actually will believe that you have the nation at heart. Ghana is the most peaceful country in the sub-region and second in Africa. But you see, because of this inviolable record, some people are not happy with it. And every opportunity, every time that they get, oh, let's make this nation ungovernable. You can even go on demonstration using any other reason other than, because I mean, other than what they are talking about. You can use those flimsy reasons like, oh, electoral commission don't like us. You can put that as your placards. The electoral commission don't like us. Even with that reason, nobody will say that you don't have the right. But where you give your reasons, those reasons will be interrogated, and we are interrogating those reasons. We are not saying that those reasons that we are saying, you said you have uncovered, are not good reasons. They are good reasons. And the electoral commission too have given good reasons. The good reasons that the electoral commission has given is that, okay, these are the things that you have found out after during the exhibition. We are going to ensure that it is corrected. Then you come and say, oh, I employ you, I direct you. When indeed the electoral commission cannot be subject to the control of anybody or any entity, not even the NDC. You cannot ask the electoral commission do a wholesale audit of the register. I mean, come on. We are not under the dictate of the NDC to be dictating to everybody, including the electoral commission, that do ABCD, else we will do ABCD. I think that is completely out of place. It should be condemned and thrown to the dustbin. That petition, I am saying this thing with passion. Passion because I know, I mean, the NDC have been in power before. I mean, they are even they are capable of winning elections in this country. But within them, I think that there will be some people who will be a little bit above what their flag bearer in Katia Asiedu are doing. Inciting people almost every opportunity they get. The incendiary language that they spew out, that is unbecoming of a former president. And the lies that is inundated with almost all the things that they say. Look at recently, talk about DRIP, the District Road Improvement Program. And he was talking as if those who brought the concept did not even sit down to plan it. To the extent that, they should have trained people and all those things. As if they didn't do that. He doesn't even know what is happening in this country. He's still groping in the dark. Because the DRIP program, for instance, drivers have been trained. Because I don't want to give the number, but a lot of drivers have been trained. The program is well thought out through program. Right. A former president Welfare should have known all these things. Right. But
I don't think that was the concern he raised with DRIP.
Yeah, that is the concern he raised.
I've listened to it. So
I also listened to
his concern is that
I listened to
the DRIP equipment were procured with the taxpayers' money.
That is one of his concerns.
And his concern was that it is not an MPP funded.
It's funded from the MPP headquarters. You all know that.
Yes.
But I'm saying that listen.
And so parliamentary candidates who have their pictures on the machines, I mean, they should.
Yeah, that's what. But you remember, I agree with that point.
You agree with that point.
Can't you let me talk? Because you're supposed to be the, I am saying that
Yes.
I agree with the point that this is a public funds that was used for it, and whoever put his posted on it.
So you agree that?
Listen.
You agree that?
Listen.
You agree that they are posted?
Listen. I haven't seen some, but I'm saying that whoever does that did the wrong thing. But I'm saying that beyond that, he went further to make certain pronouncements, and those pronouncements that I'm talking about. To the extent that he felt that the people were incompetent, and he saw one of those on the road and those things. I mean, come on. So I am saying that this is a former president that doesn't know what is happening in this country. He speaks to himself when he gets the opportunity, instead of speaking to the very things that concerns us. He's either joking. He doesn't make no mockery of the office of the presidency, or doing something else. And I'm saying that for him, if maybe level as Sheikh Ketia alone, inciting his NDC supporters to go and march, I would not, because that is his modus operandi. That is his favorite pastime. But a former president, somebody that had ever been on the seat, stoop as low as Sheikh Ketia, and try to gather his people to go on a tangent that is unbecoming of people that want to cement the democracy that we have fought for.
So demonstrating. So embarking on demonstrations is
on frivolous grounds and taking everybody to ransom and calling the electoral commission names. And calling the electoral commission names. Those are the things.
So demonstrating over what you are.
Those are the
reasons.
Yes,
are frivolous. Now
I'm saying that legitimating over illegitimate reasons.
Right.
I'm saying that
you actually said that
their concerns are to be addressed by the electoral commission, and the electoral commission serve note of that through their
will their concerns be addressed?
Listen. I said before the elections, the register will be given to every political party.
When?
Please. I mean, there are timelines for it. And if the register has been given to you,
thank you, sir,
and you felt that those concerns have not been addressed, then you have the right to do whatever that you are doing.
Thank you.
But don't give us your own time. That you feel that at this time, if ABC is not done,
I'll do a few messages. Good morning. I'm surprised Saka is running away from the question you asked him about the MPP's concern about the voters register. He should answer the question and stop telling us stories. Kujo from who? Good morning, Bless. Please tell the MPP man that the voter register was audited in 2012, where MPP was doubting the EC's credibility. Was it not in Ghana? Is it now unlawful for EC to allow a forensic audit of the voters register? Good morning, Pan African TV. Please ask my brother. Please ask my brother why he's always serious. Idrisu from Wa. I think it wasn't No. You said you are from Wa. No. You are from Wa. So the person is from Wa, so it's your brother. Alhaji Hamza says. Alhaji Hamza from Pittsburgh says, good morning, my brother. NBC as a political party is not asking for too much. We are only asking for accountability and transparency, and above all, a clean voters register. Auditing of voters register is not going to start today, and after in the year 2012, the MPP called for the voters register to be audited, and they were granted that. So what has changed today? Auditing of the voters register was done by UNDP, an independent body without any cost. Without any cost to this country. Today, the same UNDP is ready to do same for us without any cost. I sometimes wonder where Jane Mensah is getting her power from, but I don't blame her, because today she has the military. She has a military bodyguarding her wherever she goes, and even in her house, is surrounded by military men. This is how our military have turned into this country. All right, thank you so much, Alhaji Hamza, for your message. Teacher Baba says, good morning. Mr. Bless, sorry to say that it's okay. I hear. I've heard you. It's okay.
I try to be
Good morning. Saka should stop making the noise. What is the difference between their let my vote count and what the NDC is intending to do? All right, thank you so much for your message. Okay, I think I've already read this one. Is Saka Salia a spokesperson for the Electoral Commission? All right. Good morning, Bless. In fact, Saka's love for his party is more than the love for country Ghana. He defends everything that comes his way. But I'm surprised he has not gotten any appointment in government. People like this, no hope. Kofiga from Bato sent this one. Thank you, Kofiga, for your message. I'm Jones from Brekum.
So whatever you people say is
how does Saka Salia talk as though he's above everybody? He should be well educated. Okay, thank you so much for your message. Good morning, Bless. Tell Saka Salia to stop the hypocrisy. His arrogance is too much. Anytime his party is drunk with corruption. Raphael from Dodowa. Okay, thank you so much. Let's proceed to our next topic for conversation. I'm going to.
There's a comment he's made. Only one I want to respond to. You know, when it comes to inflammatory statements by heads of state or former heads of state, none is worse than Nanado. One statement: I will not hand over power to anybody except Baumia. That statement should never have been said as a statesman and as a president. Repeated in worse format by the Agric Minister. These are proper inflammatory statements. What John Mahama is saying, or as you don't pales into insignificance. You are in power, you are in government. Yours is that after an election, whoever wins, you hand over. You can express a desire or a wish. You do not make emphatic statements. So when my brother is talking about inflammatory statements, he should check his home first. That is where the problem is in Ghana at the moment. And international community all have commented that those statements are unfortunate and should not have been made. So as for the comments that he's referring to, which I don't know where the inflammatory is coming from. All the other things he said, I'm not interested. That's the particular one I'm interested in. That inflammatory statement, they should tell the president to now come out and say that. Whatever the outcome of the elections, whoever wins, I will hand over power. But perhaps I have a preference. And we already know your preference because you come from a political party. So it's not that you have to tell us what your preference is. But the kind of statements that they are making on platforms, if anything happens in Ghana tomorrow, on their head it lies. Let us be clear about that. Because you cannot say that you are going to ensure that, in other words, and in fact, it was agreement who said that no matter what, no matter what happens, they won't hand over power. They won't hand over. What kind of statement is that?
Right, thank you very
No,
much.
a second. Please. You get a time. A second. The president never said what he said. What the president said was that. No, listen. Please. Oh, why are you doing this? I said the president didn't say this. Just give me 30 seconds.
Not now.
Give me 30 seconds.
Not now.
Okay, when I get. I don't know why you are doing this. No, give it to me now. I don't need it later.
No, I won't.
Give me the time now.
I don't need it later. I won't give it to you now. Respect.
The president didn't say what he said.
Proceed to our next topic. Saka, when you get the chance, you respond.
I will respond.
I'm leaving.
But I heard Bagby saying some of these things.
We are proceeding to our next topic for conversation. The University Teachers Association of Ghana, UTA for that matter, they are threatening a nationwide strike by the end of this month, September, if we do not put in measures to bring illegal mining, Galamsey, to a halt. If you pick today's papers, Galamsey has heavily featured, except that some of the stories that I do not expect are the stories that I'm seeing. For instance, you pick today's edition of the Daily Searchlight. It says, Galamseyers are Ghanaians. We won't shoot to kill them. This is coming from Napo, who is the running mate to the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party. You pick another newspaper where I saw a story where the flag bearer of the NPP is saying that when his party comes to power, what they are going to do is to ensure that these miners, maybe not illegal miners, small-scale miners, that's what he said. Small-scale miners will be given pension benefits and all of that, whatever that means. But I particularly, I'm not happy about the fact that we continue to pay lip service to this canker, Galamsey, that is. When it gets to election, I mean, after we have won elections, we say everything that we'd have to say. We are going to fight Galamsey, we'll do this and that. But when it gets to the campaigning period, when we have to go to these areas, these Galamsey areas, and tell them the hard truth that, look, what you are doing is illegal. When you vote me into office, I'm going to stop you from doing it. And these are the alternatives that I'm going to provide you with. We do not say that. We tell them what they want to hear.
The shoot to kill.
Yes.
Where is it from?
So it's coming from the running mate.
Yeah, but who said it that he's responding to, or where is he coming from?
Well,
some people are suggesting that if we want to fight it, we should shoot, because those who engage in Galamsey.
Who are the some people?
No, yeah, I mean on platforms.
I just wanted to be clear.
On platforms, some people are saying that
when he speaks,
it's a declaration of war on Ghana.
It's a response to NDC. And I wanted to clear that NDC has never said that.
No, it's
that's why I wanted some clarity. You understand? But no, you see, there's another implied statement in that.
Yeah.
Because Galamsey is also involves Chinese people.
Yes.
Are you saying that if we shoot the Chinese people, that is fine? But the ones who are Ghanaians, we shouldn't shoot them?
What are you saying? So you have to be careful himself with statements.
I
you understand? He has to be careful with what he says.
I'm trying to get the story.
That's why I wanted to hear but anyway, as you know, my brother, I have to leave at 9:30 for another program. Apologies to the viewers and listeners. So if you allow me, I'll have my first bite at this particular cherry, as they say. You see, the starting point for me on this is that the first question is that, is Galamsey worse than it was in 2016? That's the first question. If the answer is no, means that there has been some improvement in tackling it. If the answer is yes, then it means that we have not improved in any way. In fact, we've gotten worse. And I beg to say that Galamsey has gotten worse than it was since 2016, based on even the level of pollution of our water bodies. So we are in a worse place than we were in 2016. Then you move to the next point. A president put his job on the line, saying that he doesn't care if he loses his job. He's going to sort out Galamsey. And Galamsey has not been sorted. In fact, it has gotten worse. So why is he still in position? Why didn't he resign and say, Baumia should come and take over? Which is the same as him being there. So at the end of the day, the value is the same. So for me, Galamsey is a blot on the MPP leadership and the president of Ghana. Because we are in, now everybody is shouting. Our water bodies are gone. Everybody has become a gold merchant.
Yeah.
And you see, the reason why it is damning is that Frimpong Boateng's report exists. The whole, I think, Charles Bissou and other issues all exist. So government cannot extricate itself from what is happening, and that has caused Galamsey. So you are doing lip service. The word you used was fantastic. You are saying one thing and saying all the nice things that have to be said. But what you are doing is worse, because government officials appear to be directly involved in the Galamsey menace. And there's a thin line between small-scale mining and Galamsey. Because you can take a small-scale mining license and start behaving like a Galamseyer. Then there's the issue of entering forest reserves. And how many licenses have now been given as compared to what happened up to 2016. It is the MPP has completely, totally failed with regard to Galamsey. And I'm not saying that dealing with Galamsey is easy. No. It is for that reason that you have to be careful with your utterances. I'll put this is just rhetoric. I'll put my presidency on the line if Galamsey is not sorted. Has not been sorted. What have you done? Nothing. All the people who were involved, you haven't sacked anybody. You said you have done your investigation, cleared people, and Galamsey is still getting worse. The ones who brought the report, you have sidelined them. From Boateng and others, you have sidelined them because they dared to say certain things that were negative about people in your government and what they have been doing. So please, as for Galamsey, I don't know how my friend Salia is going to deal with it, because it's not we saying it. Now you are getting all the groups coming out that Galamsey is this thing, and now some are saying that if by certain dates you don't do certain things, we will demonstrate. This is not NDCO. These are workers of Ghana who have now realized that the difficulties of Galamsey are affecting everybody's day-to-day life. The worst part, and as a former health minister, I say it, is the way it's affecting the health of Ghanaians. In some places, they are giving birth to children with all kinds of limbs. Some different fingers, numbers, different positions of their... It's almost as if we have a caricature of human forms from the pollution of water. The water affects the animals that drink and feed in it, the animals the fishes that are supposed to be in it. The water affects the vegetation around, and this thing seeps, and some of them have deep roots. They are taking all that mercury, etc. into it. So our food, at a certain point, if we are not careful, will now become contaminated, so that you cannot even begin to think where you are going to get good food from. Worse than that, these are all in cocoa growing areas. They have even destroyed a lot of cocoa farms. When we left in 2016, cocoa production was 900,000 tons. We are at 450,000 tons as we speak. It's totally gone down because of bad policies by the government, and partially because of Galamsey. Because cocoa farms have now been destroyed and turned into Galamsey pits. And nobody is doing anything about it. So you think you are getting gold in the one hand, you are losing your major number one source of revenue, which is cocoa, with the other hand. So as for how my brother Saka is going to spin or twist this particular issue, NBC hasn't spoken yet. It's me here. We have been talking about this thing, and people now, other organizations are now coming out. Workers are coming out. And now they are giving them deadlines. That if by a certain date, we do not see some reality in what is happening, we are going to go on demonstration or on strike or whatever it is that they are threatening. So I think that how the MPP is going to deal with this issue and try and sweep it under the carpet, they have been, and I repeat, have been an abysmal failure when it comes to Galamsey. Not because it is easy to solve, but because of your statements leading to the matter. And that has been the hallmark of the MPP. We will do this. We are going to do this. 111 hospitals. You talk, you don't deliver. Then you come and talk on what you haven't delivered, and now start massaging it and giving some. That is the MPP's hallmark. They are going 7th of December, 2024. It will be over. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Alex Segbefia. Now let's go for a short break. We'll come back with some more. Do stay.
Please do.
Fix My Ride Company Limited makes customers feel good and proud. Fix My Ride Company Limited has experts who fix accident cars, making them look like brand new cars. They provide services such as engine tuning, overhauling, body works, oven spraying, air conditioning service, upholstery, electrical works, automatic gearbox repairs, maintenance, and all general car servicing. Fix My Ride Company Limited also has towing cars to tow cars from customers at no cost, as as well as giving customers cars to use when their cars are involved in an accident. Thinking about fixing your old car or selling it? Just give us a call. Locate Fix My Ride Company Limited, adjacent the Accra Academy School on the Odoko Police Quarters Highway, Atiko Junction, behind the Golf Filling Station, Kadeshi Odoko Highway in Accra. Call us on 0303 944 880 or 020 222 7660 or 0540 556020 or visit our website fixmyridegh.com. Fix My Ride. We own the finishing.
Hey. Bama na niema wo de good trouble so dey na wiam ye. Me niema 1212 na me se me twa apesika bia to me botomu. Eni se machine wo wia so a how much krobia mu sa me. I don't want to tomami.com ka. Eno so ni den. A free classified website a obi bia wo pese wo ton bia. Say ye car, TV, fridge, fan, computer, asase kwa na wo pese wo ton a. Fa to tomami.com. Eti woni we nyina na wan kan kire me. Me ye ni den na me so me dey atogo bi. Eno an se wo for mobile phone na. We log in www.tomami.com. Tomami.com. Now we take a picture of item now person will turn. Now we do price. Esham. Unia, me dance. Me de me niema na ekwa to tomami.com. Tomami.com. A free classified website that we do bia person will turn bia. When you the two of it, show. No bia better. A classic.
Welcome back. It's still the newspaper review segment of Good Morning Africa here on Pan-African Television with yours sincerely, KOKU ALORMASOR. We are live on Facebook at facebook.com/Pan-African Television. I see you lots are sending in messages. There are lots of them. A chunk of them messages are directed to Saka, but let me try and read a few of them. Good morning, host. Clearly, EC is bent on rigging the 8 for NPP, and we must rise up and resist any attempt to steal another mandate, just as they did in 2020. Indeed, irregularities in the register are not a mere human error, but a well-rehearsed vote rigging scheme by the Achem Mafia to pursue their state capture agenda, as written in the Ejapade book. May God save us from these enemies of state and nation wreckers. Really a citizen and not a spectator. Thank you, Ken Williams, for a message. You see the way MPP Saka is feeling very uncomfortable defending the EC and even attacking John Mahama for calling for a peaceful demonstration. Fifi Ankara, you sent this one. Bless. Okay, I've heard you. Thank you so much. I've received your message in good faith. Bless, we should know that the actions and inactions of politicians are sinking Ghana, and that's why even Black Stars is struggling to qualify for the African Cup of Nations. I feel like God is angry with us. Okay, this one here also says, good morning, Bless. Raymond Bezel. Saka Salia should know he's speaking to impress Ghanaians and not MPP. He should stop interrupting the host and the panelists. Ghanaians are matured now. Okay, thank you for your message. As for Saka, don't mind Saka. By force, I should give you time. Hey. Right, I'll read this final one. Good morning, Bless. Why is Saka taking us, the viewers, for granted? He should speak to the real issues and stop beating about the bush. Why is the MPP defending every fraudulent act relating to the EC? Time will surely tell. I feel sad when people call a president incompetent when the CD was only 4 Ghana cedis to $1, and the other super competent now. And the other super competent now that the dollar has arrested the so-called economic messiah, with the CD now trading at 16 Ghana cedis to $1. Some of us Ghanaians truly need surgeries. Greetings to Honorable Emmanuel Kwesi-Bejo, MP and PC for Ho West constituency. Gabriel, aka Alime, from Dodome, Ho West. Thank you, Gabriel, for your message. Now let me come back to Saka. Saka Saria. Yeah. Galamsey. Yeah, the Galamseyers are Ghanaians. We won't shoot to kill them. I've read an excerpt of the story, but that's not our main focus. Yeah. We are looking at the University Teachers Association of Ghana, who have threatened to strike if urgent steps are not taken to address the canker.
Thank you very much. I wanted to get back to Honorable
It's not here.
but you didn't give me the opportunity.
So you still do it.
Yeah.
No, you can go ahead.
But
when your time is up, your time is up.
Last 10 minutes.
oh yes. So no problem.
Yes.
You see, the president made a point. The president, together with Banachampo, on the political platform, MPP political platform, to urge the MPP to do hard work. He says that we will not hand over power to anybody. At worst, one can say that, oh, your statement is ambiguous. You can add a further question. You can ask the president to give better and further particulars. Oh, are you saying that if another party wins, you will still not hand over power? Then if the president says yes, then you can come and say what Alex Egbefia is talking about.
We don't expect the president to be making ambiguous
listen.
We don't expect the president to be making ambiguous
yesterday I listened to,
especially when the ambiguity can be translated
to
be inflammatory.
Yes, in the absence of, no one say that in the absence of the real issue, the facts, rumor mills take a life of his own. So when there is ambiguity and somebody decide to give his own interpretation, that can take it a life of its own. I'm saying that Alex Egbefia sat here and made it categorical that the president said that whether he wins or lose, he won't hand over power. Yesterday I listened to Bagby, the Speaker of Parliament, on TV3, and he also made the same allusion that the president said that whether they lose power or not, no. These are people that people revere in society. Those Texans who are texting and saying all manner of things can bear with me.
Your cherished viewers, the people you tweeted before you started.
Yeah, so can bear with me that if you take the tape, the president never said anywhere that if NDC wins the power or movement for whatever wins, he won't hand over power. He's only urging the NPP that work hard so that we hand over to ourselves. And he said that we will hand over power to anybody but ourselves. The president, who, even Rollins, when we were in the military regime, Rollins could not have said that he will not hand over power. There was no way. He was forced to even accept democracy. To the extent that he came and said that he is not a lover of multi-party democracy. He knew, the repercussion internationally. And Nana Akufo-Addo knows all these things. Somebody who agitated for the freedoms and liberties of Ghanaians will say that if I lose election, I will not hand over power. No, he never said those things. That is being alluded to him. And that is the reason why I wanted those spinners, let's say Bagby and Co., who are over there trying to paint and to twist the statement that the president and the Banachampo made. It was not made in bad faith. Indeed, in furtherance of democracy, he is asking our supporters to work hard so that we hand over power to ourselves. Now, Galamsey, UTAC, or UTAC.
Yes.
So now they have left their mandates, ensuring that they see to their own members, the welfare of their own members, and have now veered towards a different realm.
Why?
No problem. No problem. I would have wished that they urge government to do maybe A, B, C, and D. But to say what they are saying and to give ultimatum, I think completely out of place. But I, just like any other Ghanaian, anytime I come here, I bring people's mind to the devastating effect of Galamsey. I don't do Galamsey. I don't enjoy Galamsey money, and I don't think I will. And we all know the devastation effect. We know that the KOKU that we cherish, that gives us our foreign exchange. At a point, it was even our #1 foreign exchange of this country. When we were young in school, when they mention KOKU, you know that, this is all that we have. Until the oil and other, things came in. And Galamsey has ensured that we don't get what we used to get. Drastically. We've seen the environment degraded to a level that nobody is proud of. We've seen our water bodies. And water bodies, we know, the link, the nexus between the water body and the rainfall patterns. It could even be attributed to some of the dry spells that we are experiencing these days, because the water body is so devastated. I mean, mercury, look at what is happening. You cannot use the water to eat. Aquatic life is in danger. No living thing can live in those water, and those species are in danger of extinct. We all know that. We know all these things. And Galamsey has become more or less like the last time I said that I had a headache problem, because it's so serious that no government can say that you can fight it alone. Nana Danko Akufo-Addo cannot fight Galamsey alone. I mean, it's truism. No political party can fight it alone. And the last time I said that even the media had to coalesce themselves as a formidable force to help the fight. We've seen chiefs that also decided to help because they are stakeholders. Without chiefs, nobody can go in any jurisdiction to go and do Galamsey without their consent or whatever. And if you look at the Mineral Act, it stipulates the functions of the chiefs in those areas. Even though some must say is just not good enough. But I'm saying in this particular case, we did our best. The NDC, when they were in power, they did their best. But their best was not good enough. And between the NPP and the NDC, despite the fact that the water body today, or the stability level have risen astronomically. But I'm saying that if you look at the fights historically between the NPP and the NDC, which of these two political parties have fought the Galamsey the way it's supposed to? Because the NDC time, the fight was so superficial. It was so superficial. I mean, Yusuf Seni was here the last time, and I told him in his face, they did not fight the Galamsey the way it's, and those same people, blossom into kingpins. They said that they arrested 500 Chinese. Anybody can Google. NDC arrested 500 Chinese. When they arrested those Chinese, they never prosecuted even one of them. They made all of them, they deported all of them and left them off the hook. When NPP arrested Aisha Wang, and who has even been prosecuted and conviction gotten, the NDC is saying that, I mean, this is the only one person. When you arrested the 500 people, why didn't you prosecute them? I'm saying this to not to, give any excuse for whatever. I know that we have also fought it, but the fight is still not good enough. And that is the reason why
the fight is not superficial.
And that is the reason why Bawumia is coming in to redouble and to ensure that, and I'm telling you, and to ensure that other means other than what is now being used is used to provide. So if you have a situation, Bless, if you have a situation, like I told you that no particular government can fight it alone, you need a concerted effort of everybody, including the university and teacher unions or whatever. And you have a stakeholder as big as the NDC, who deployed their national executives and other functionaries to go to the Galamsey communities and meet with the Galamseyers and tell them that the NPP is just disturbing you people. The NPP is taking your livelihood away from you. If we come to power, if you hear that on the 9th, they use the word on the 9th, that the NDC has won the election, come back straight away and continue with your Galamsey. So it's like we are all fighting, and then you have gone, back to, as it were, woo the people. And to create disaffection.
The NPP is not doing same.
And to create, no, I mean, we are fighting genuinely. The NDC will come on air, come and talk about the fight against it, blackmail the NPP. You want to blackmail the NPP into going to fight so that they will turn around.
Right.
And
thank you very much.
They will turn around.
Thank you very much.
And go and woo the people.
Thank you.
And tell them that, when we come, this is what. And John Mahama himself on platform said that if he come to power,
Those that the NPP have incarcerated, he is going to give them amnesty.
Yes.
I mean, how do you fight?
Thank you so much, Saka.
But the
University Teachers Association of Ghana won't be happy with you, especially for telling them that they left their core mandate to address an issue that is not under their purview. But of course, the scourge of Galamsey is felt by all and sundry, and so it is a right for me. It is a right that they go on that tangent and say, look, we as teachers, how would we go to the classrooms to go and teach if you are destroying our water bodies? Then it means that I can't have water in my house. If you are destroying, if you are destroying our environment, it means that we can't have food. So in order to ensure that no, they are doing that as an organization, they are doing that as a body, and I agree with them. Thank you so much, Saka.
Individually, they can come out and ask the government to do that.
Thank you.
But to use that umbrella body to give government this
when they use it, you will feel it. When they use it, you will feel it. If you have decided not to fight it, then they'll use these means. Then force your hand to fight it.
We are fighting.
Council.
They should do that today, please. And then the movement.
You see, this is a very serious issue. We shouldn't be playing games with it. UTAG and the various what's it called bodies are Ghanaians. They are part of the Ghanaians who on 7th of January 2017 and then 2021 undertook a contract with Nonado. We gave our powers to Nonado for a purpose when we signed the contract for him. Now, one of the critical duties or reason why we gave Nonado that contract was so that Nonado will assume the role of a trustee over the natural resources of this country, over the utilization of the natural resources of this country. And he will take control to ensure that our natural resources are utilized in a sustainable manner so that we can gain economically from it without undermining the environment, without undermining the ecological balance, without undermining the ecological integrity. That was the mandate we gave Nonado. Clear. And this is a constitutionally granted mandate. Furthermore, Nonado, when we signed that contract with him, took an oath. Per the terms of that oath, he said he was going to be faithful to Ghana. He said he was going to defend, preserve, and defend the constitution of this country. He took an oath that he was going to dedicate himself to the well-being of this country. So that in how he dispensed with his duty as a trustee over our natural resources, he was going to do it within the context of the oath he took. But he took an oath that he was going to be faithful to Ghana. He was going to faithfully dispense with his duty as a trustee. Now, if you're a trustee, there's an obligation that falls on you to first of all defend and protect the property. Two, when you're a trustee, there's a fiduciary responsibility created on your obligation, which means that in how you handle your duties as a trust, your sole consideration will be what is in the best interest of the beneficiaries. That's the people of Ghana. Now, when the Constitution gave the president the duty, that's trust duty, it went further and instructed Parliament, Article 269, I think, that use the powers that we, the people of Ghana, have granted you. Create institutions that will lead to the ultimate utilization of our natural resources. So the Constitution tags them to first of all create a forestry commission. You understand? Because the Constitution had in mind, the frame of the Constitution had in mind the need to utilize our natural resources, that's the gold, in a sustainable manner, in a manner which will not undermine or compromise our environmental integrity, the ecological balance. Two, a fisheries commission and any other body that will aid us, that will aid the president to dispense with his duty as a trustee. For what purpose? So that in how we utilize those natural resources will be done in a sustainable manner. So when you are present and you have this trust placed on you, institutions have been created to aid you. You come to power and we all recognize that the act of people stealing those resources predated you. You understand? But you see, I'm going to hold the president head, not based on his own words that he's going to put the presidency on the line, but on the premise of the mandate the people of Ghana gave him per the powers that he has under our constitution. Yes, I think it is beyond contestation that the president failed to dispense with his obligations under the said trust. That indeed, when per the terms of Professor Frimpong's Boat and the fact that having been given this comprehensive report, the president sat on it for 2 years, and we only got to know this report after the same was leaked. 2, per the terms of the report, where it was clear that one of the fundamental reasons why the battle against Galamsey was being lost because his party apparatchiks, Saka Salia, you are not part of those who are doing Galamsey, but your
have the money to do Galamsey.
But your people, oh, Saka is another woman who do Galamsey.
Saka doesn't have the money to do it.
People within the MPP, senior men within the MPP were the ones doing the Galamsey. The president did not have the cojones, in spite of the trust that has been created in him. In fact, in spite of the fact that he is the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, in spite of the fact that he has the executive authority of this country, he slept. Nana Akufo-Addo slept. He slept. 2, to the extent that when he, the president, ordered his minister who is using his powers, because the minister is using the powers of the president, that my land and natural resource minister ban all mining activities in forest reserves. The minister violated the clear orders of the president, and the president allowed him to be. The president allowed him to be. I think the argument we've gone beyond the argument. The president reneged on his obligations under the trust, and by so doing, he breached the oath he took to be faithful to his obligations under the constitution, his obligations as president of Ghana. He also breached the oath he took to dedicate himself to the well-being of Ghanaians. Because if, based on the known repercussions of the act of Galamsey, the fact that beyond it stealing our property, the property of Ghana, it would also lead to the wanton destruction of our environment, to the extent that it will put at peril the lives, the livelihoods of the people of Ghana. So somebody who took an oath to dedicate himself to the well-being of the people of Ghana, to have sat down and allowed, slept in front of the powers you have, you've breached that oath. Now, the call on UTAG, the call by the bodies, the call by the people of Ghana should not just be to demonstrate, should be to enforce the constitution, because Article 69, and if you have your constitution, you can read it for us. So Saka won't say that. Saka, please give me your constitution. You borrow me your constitution. Borrow me your constitution.
It's for Ghana.
Ghana's constitution. So let me read Article 69.
Yes.
But you can check. Maybe Saka. Article 69 says that the president shall be removed from office if he is found in accordance with the provisions of this Article A to have acted in willful violation of the oath of allegiance and the presidential oath set out in the second schedule 2, or in willful violation of any other provision of this constitution. Bless, I'm not the one saying this. So one, they are saying that if the president willfully violates the terms of his oath of allegiance, 2, if he willfully violates the terms of his presidential oath, and 3, if he willfully violates the terms of what? Any other provision of this constitution, then he should be removed. So the call by UTAG, the call by organized labor, the call by the rank and file of this country should not be just to demonstrate. It should not just be to demonstrate. The call by myself, Andrew Apianankwa, should be the call by organized labor, by UTAG, by Saka Salia, anybody who loves this country, that the president, the call should be that the president should be removed. Why is this same power? after having clearly violated the terms of his oath, after having sat down and slept and watched on for all of our lives to be put at peril, what is he doing in power? Why is he still there? And our MPs, what are they doing? Because the Constitution, when it was created, gave them powers. We gave them powers so they will serve as a check on the president. So that they will serve as a check on the president. They've sat down, and in spite of the powers we've given them, and allowed the president to sleep on his job in clear violation of the oath he took, and by so doing has placed the lives of the people of this country at peril. He has sat down and watched for the ecology, for the environment of this country to be so destroyed that we are quickly getting to a stage where this territory called Ghana cannot hold us because of the environmental damage that has been done, has been caused. Why are we sitting down? Let us fall on the Constitution. Let us fall on our powers of the Constitution. Let us invoke the call of Article 69. That should be the call. And why is it necessary? It's necessary because we need to sound a signal loud and clear. We need to lay down a clear precedent that when we grant you our political powers and you use those powers in a manner and for a purpose which is adverse to the purpose for which we give you those powers, which is adverse to the collective interest of this country, then the Constitution has granted us powers to remove you. So that when people become presidents, when people take public office, they understand that the reason why we've given the public office is not to pursue their personal agenda, but we've given them public powers so that they'll come and serve the public. They'll come and serve our common good. We need to set that president. And not just the president, the parliamentarians. They've also slept on their job. And that's why a leader in parliament can have the cojones to look in our faces and call for a debate as to between these two political parties who have led us into an oblivion, into danger, into peril. As between the two of them, which one of them is causing more harm to the country? Why is he still there? Why is he still MP? Why are we not calling for his removal? So I'll call on organized labor. I'll call on the rank and file of this country, the people of this country, the repositories of real sovereign power, that the call, the ultimatum to government shouldn't be just a call to demonstrate. It should be a call that the steps that has been granted to us in our Constitution should be initiated to remove the president. That the president should be impeached. That should be the call, and that should be our focus. Let us come together and fight to save Mother Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let me do a few messages. Awuku from Dabala. Voter Region says, this MPP man is always defending the bad things the MPP is doing. He should tell us something better next time. Bless, Saka is paid to do what he is doing. Okay, thank you so much for your message. Please, Bless, read my message to Saka. He's taking Ghanaians' anger for granted, but Ghanaians are only waiting for December 2024 from Mutala in Tamale. Thank you, Mutala, for your message. Good morning to Honorable Alex Egbefia. I'm Farouk from Tamale Central Constituency. Honorable, you're on top of the issues, and December 7 election is an election between Ghanaians and the MPP. The citizens must rise up and vote massively for GM and the NDC to power so that those corrupt in this government will be prosecuted. Tell Honorable Egbefia I need his contact number. I have very important info for him personally. Okay, thank you for your message. Please, sir, do not allow Saka to be intimidating you. Of course, he cannot. So the MPP are like that. Okay, I've heard you. Thank you so much for your concern. Good morning, Bless. Tell Saka to fear God and tell the truth. When Nana Akufo-Addo said he would never hand over to the one he defeated twice, what did he mean by this? And Saka said Nana never said he would not hand over to John Mahama. Also, according to survey conducted by several agencies, Mahama is top on all other potential candidates. And also, Brian Champon said NDC should go and bend the sea. They will not hand over to them. So MPP knows they will not win, looking at the mess they have caused. Okay, thank you so much. This one here says, please bless a standing ovation to lawyer Apia Dankwa for his submission. Okay, thank you so much for your message. I can't see 2 CDs notes bearing pictures of Kwame Nkrumah. Is it a deliberate act of the MPP? Agbesi Nyale sent this one. Thank you, Agbesi Nyale, for your message. This one here also says, good morning, host. Please tell the MPP communicator he should stop with the UTAG. He should stop what he's saying, because we members of UTAG are not going to back down. Ask Saka, has he seen the Gen Zs and what they did with Kenya? Okay, thank you so much for your message. Galamsey is a serious issue. The rivers polluted absorb heavy metals and are discharged into the sea. These metals are absorbed by fish in the sea, which we eat, and it affects all of us. Okay, thank you so much for your message. Good morning, bless. When Saka talks, he forgets people listening are discerning. If you fight Galamsey better, why is your turbidity higher than that of the NDC? Saka should reset himself on Galamsey. Morris Bom Tonuya in way. Okay, thank you, Morris, for your message. I hope I haven't butchered your name. Good morning, bless. Please, this is Alex from Medina. Kindly tell the MPP man to stop defending the president for making I would not hand over power to my opponent comment. Okay, thank you for your message. Good morning, bless. If the NDC performed abysmally on the Galamsey fight, it would have been the biggest campaign message for the MPP. From CJ in Nkoko. Okay, thank you, CJ. The MPP leaders talk as though Ghana belongs to them alone. UTAG is also a part of Ghana. Okay, good morning, Mr. Host. Kindly tell the MPP man to stop throwing dust into our eyes. Baumia can never fight illegal mining. If he can do it, he should do it now. By Mr. Francis Manangwi from Saboba in the northern region. Thank you, Mr. Francis. My time is up. I need to go, so I'll do 2 more messages. Good morning, bless. Remind the MPP man to spare us with what he's saying. During Dr. Farijan's time, the voters register was exhibited, but NPP called for an audit, and Dr. Farijan allowed it because he had nothing to hide, and he ensured transparency. Why is he using the voters exhibition done by Jane Mensah as a yardstick to decline the request by NDC, as done by the MPP in the past? Alaji Mazu from Prang. Thank you, Alaji Mazu. Finally, I'm going to read my last message. This one I won't read, I'm sorry. Good morning, ALORMASOR. Please tell Saka that he doesn't understand language more than every Ghanaian. He should know that as President, Nanado should be wary of his expressions and implied communication. Aside the fact that Nanado said he cannot hand over power to a person he beat in an election, Saka should give Ghanaians a chance to see him as capable of understanding language. Manipulating language does not give you respect. Okay, thank you so much. Our time is up. Thank you, Saka. Thank you, Saka. It's 10:04 a.m. my time. I've spent 4 minutes into, and you didn't come early. Please, Saka, be coming early. The program starts at 8. Please come at 8.
So, but the point is that, you see, my brother,
If you
has extended this whole fight to an absurd level.
How is this absurd? Then you
asking the president to resign.
He's passionate about it. Just like thank you so much, Saka. Thank you.
Because the president has done his part.
Do have a pleasant morning. I'll catch you same time tomorrow. Bye bye.
It's not enough.
I don't get said they will take us off the screen. Yeah, because no, it's just like saying that and there's still armed robbery, or people are still going to jail.
We have closed though. You will take us off.
I read it. I mean that report is a bogus report.
Oh, it's a bogus one.
Oh no. I mean that report there. It's an individual report that Proper Basso brought. He did not give the others the opportunity. The others who were part of the members of the interministerial position, the opportunity to also put their input in the report. It was done through his whims. Oh no! Why should he be removed? Why should he be removed after this vigorous fight against Galatasaray?
Vigorous to what end?
Oh, Massa.
To what end? Which vigorous?
You can say that we have not achieved.
Are we still on?